I'm fairly certain that's now working. Let's check it myself. There we go. Because reasons. Because the world hates me to progress and do things in a regular fashion. It has to make everything a fucking arseache. Right. It's back to this.
Ho there.
Oh, Mr. Hastings. Ho! Naughty. I thought you'd prefer the impression of dodgy Obi-Wan Kenobi. But there you go. That's as close as I can get to Kenneth Williams. Oh, Mason. Oh, Hastings. Alright, let's butchers in the mirror. Because, you know, Proro. He always has to bend over seductively. It always helps with the ego.
In his haste, Hastings tore the envelope.
Oh, what a buffoon. He did a sneaky toot. A sneaky toot. There's been a murder, indeed. And there is a hello there. Mr. Obi-Wan Kenobius. Ho there. You know, it's just so bad. What is my actual...
Fuck me!
Fuck you indeed. Compare the new letter with the other letters from ABC. Okay. Do I do that just sort of here, or can I do that on the desk? I might need to do that on the desk. I will grab that piece of envelope, and then I'll use my desk. The computer has been murdered. I mean, the computer... Oh, it's not a good time. Oh, well, if you insist. I think it's a perfectly good time, mate. Maybe, can I use that on the desk? No? Okay, fine. We'll do it this way, then. Maybe, anyway. Hastings tore the envelope that held the killer's letter. However, he did not have to throw it on the ground. I suppose we can rotate round, can't we? But I don't see anything obvious there. I mean, you've said about sort of... the address written on this envelope is wrong. Oh, yeah. I think it's meant to be White House, not White Horse. Interesting. Is it a mistake? Nobody knows. 1935. Oh, yeah, 1935. You were asking for the date last week, weren't you? Or not last week, yesterday. Feels like a week, apparently. And then, what's this one? This is the third letter. Okay. No, we don't need you to read it again, mate. We've heard it before. But apart from that, I can't see a way of actually doing what you asked me to do. Compare the new letter with the... Oh, compare the new letter. Okay, fair dues. In that case, maybe it is that.
It is not a good...
I mean, it seems like quite a good time. The game has literally asked me to do it. No? Alright, fine. Use the telephone? Oh, of course, I was supposed to be calling Scotland Yard, wasn't I?
Hello, chap. We received a new letter from ABC.
That just sounded like a sort of fun-loving guy. Hello, chap. Alright, chap. What you doing down here, my chappy friend?
I'll check the train times.
He needs the bathroom first. I mean, the way he walks, you could almost permanently suggest he needs the bathroom. Right, so, I believe we've called Scotland Yard. So now, we can probably use the desk. Okay, it is apparently still not a good time. Fine, Proro. Do we do it like that? No. Do we do it like that? No. Do we pop the two letters together? No. Do you want to just look at it yourself? No. Okay, fine. Be a douchebag. And then Mr. Proro. And walk straight through that sofa.
What you are doing is an absolute disaster. That is no way to pack suitcases.
I mean, as long as it goes in the suitcase, it's not a problem, is it? Let's be honest. I mean, this is definitely the more Proro answer. Yes, he is the couch. I am the couch. I have become one with the couch. I am the Proro couch. So, acknowledge that it's an emergency seems like a decent answer for any other person, but I think pointing out that order is essential is far more Proro.
Order and method are always necessary, regardless of the circumstances.
Okay. I'll let you pack them.
I only got one ego point for that, though. I'm surprised. that
All the
I only
same.
got one.
It really is a disgrace to leave your belongings in such a mess.
Okay, I suppose. Bath towel. Badly folded pyjamas. Badly closed toothpaste, you swine. Unprotected bottles. And odd socks. Prorate 2021, you can't twiddle up Tash with a mask
It
on.
only took a minute.
But I think he does. In the series, at least, he does have a little
Poirot,
moustache
you
hammock,
were
I
right.
think, for sort of bedtimes and stuff. I
I've
feel
just
like I remember
consulted
that.
the ABC guide.
But I might be
There's
wrong.
no hurry. The next train doesn't leave till 11:45.
Well,
You see,
I mean,
there is no need to hurry. We will not be in Charleston until tomorrow morning. After the murder.
but
Why has the
do you not
murderer
want
warned
to?
us so late? It's not what he usually does.
Do you not want to
Did he
do
do
like
it
a
on
different
purpose?
plan or
Very
something?
good question, Hastings.
Just
We should also compare the letter.
we
are
won't be
just
able to
with
make
the other.
it. So let's
So
relax
very
for the
little doubt
evening.
about what
It's
we will
only
find.
someone's life. It does not matter. I am a detective after all. I detect after the facts. I don't detect before the facts. Absolutely silly. What is this one? Hastings Hunting. Interesting. Oh, it's just an album of Hastings Hunting. Fair
photo
enough.
album.
I
He's
mean,
very
it's-
proud of his bag.
But I'd be very proud of my bag as well, frankly. I am exceedingly proud of my bag.
We've missed the 6:45 train, but we have plenty of time to catch the night train.
Yeah, but not plenty of time to save the fucking person who's about to be murdered. You callous bastard, bro. You absolute bastard. Oh, I've won the trophy Snowflake. Not entirely sure why. And in this day and age, it feels like it's probably a bad thing. Aha.
Right.
Here we
let
go.
us
Now we can
this
compare
new
the letter.
with the second one.
I think it's going to be roughly the same thing, isn't it? Because you can tell
Let us examine
it's
this
the
more
same
closely.
typewriter. I'm assuming it's the same principle.
Certain characters in the two letters may have similar
Yes.
defects.
The A is dropped.
Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual.
I mean, it's not that unusual. It's just dropped slightly, isn't it?
That's right. The A characters
fairly certain
in the
in a
two letters
typewriter
do
that's not
indeed have the
unreasonable.
same defects.
Okay, apparently we're
I have to
pissing
find some
frame
other
something
similar defects
drastic.
to confirm my theory.
I suppose let's just... I'll pop it on pause and then ditch the live preview because that might help slightly, but... I mean, I think the world is against me ever actually getting anywhere with Poirot because fucking hell, it does not enjoy... No, maybe I've got to do it. Oh no,
this
there we go.
I is weird.
I finally managed to catch it, I would say.
Yes, the I characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects.
And then I think the
I
other
have to
one...
find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
There's a very slow way of telling us that it's simply... Oh, I missed again. It is
The W
simply
is
the
not
same
printed properly.
typewriter.
Of course.
Because, I mean, why would
the
you
W
use a
characters
different
in the two letters
typewriter?
do indeed have
If
the
you're a
same
murderer and you own a typewriter, you wouldn't just
defects.
suddenly
My
use a
theory
different
was right.
typewriter.
These two letters
So, of
were
course it's the
written
same
with the same
typewriter.
typewriter. Let us now try and get our brain
Unfortunately,
cells to
it
work.
does seem to like skipping the end line. I don't know why. There's so many things this is doing wrong, so I've just kind of given up now, I think. Jap has decided to reveal details to the press. That might be the reason why. South Carolina wins the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Oh, it's Oni! I didn't realise the name for a moment until you started the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Welcome, Mr. Onibushu, and welcome everybody else, I suppose. I never actually welcomed you because it went horribly wrong and I got irritated. And I'm still coming off of the irritation factor, which is a very different show to the Krypton Factor. The Krypton Factor was all about how to intensely sort of challenge a person's mind. The irritation factor is simply little things that are like irritations beyond belief. Do you know how much a typewriter cost in 1935? Exactly. That's why you would expect it to always be the same typewriter. It's unlikely to change. And it does. I keep thinking that as well. When every time he goes, "Hello, Jap," it does make me think it's some kind of slur that he keeps going, but it's actually his name. It's the inspector's name. It's just slightly unfortunate, inspector's name. Was sent at the right date. Bottle of White Horse whiskey. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, okay. That's, yeah. So the address was White House, and he wrote White Horse. Intriguing. Piece of envelope with the wrong address. Ah. So I wonder... I'm not sure which two are going to be, but I feel like it's with the wrong address is part of it. So... Oh, there we go. Cool. The letter arrived late because of an error in the address. Yes. The address was just a little too small.
Arrived in time. The postmark
I had to
shows
get it
that
refitted.
was sent 3 days ago. However, our man made a mistake in the address, which explains the delay. All the same, the post office took their time correcting the error.
The Music City
Come
bowl.
on, Poirot.
My
Your
God.
address is not quite as well known as that of Scotland Yard.
There's so many bowls. Oh, answer
the
the telephone.
telephone.
Yeah, all right.
It must be Jap.
If you'd shut up, I'd go and answer the telephone as I was asked to. I can't remember whether it's on the desk, isn't it? Come on, Poirot. Come on, get those little tootsies moving. Get your little feet moving.
Bad news, I'm afraid. Sir Carmichael.
Oh, there he is, Carmichael Clark.
While out on his evening walk.
Sir Carmichael Clark. The name is familiar to me.
He was
No
a
idea
famous
who he
throat
is, but-
specialist, one of the best in London. A wealthy man, he retired to Comeside, a beautiful house by the sea. He collected antiques.
Are you going there?
Yes, let's meet on the train.
So is it Churstone or Comeside? I'm confused now. Which also begins with a C. Or is Comestone in Churstone, I suppose. It just goes to show you how little I know of geography. Comeside, Clark's Mansion, Churstone. Okay, there we go. But anyway, now we've gotten sort of roughly in the game-ish. Let us go. He might be thinking, oh gee, Michael Clark Dunk! And I'm assuming the caps was unintentional.
The victim is called Sir Carmichael Clark,
Carmichael
one of the best
Clark.
throat specialists in London.
Michael
The body
Clark
was still
Duncan.
warm when we found it.
He was,
Earlier, we definitely could have saved
I
him.
might be getting confused, but I
It appears that the
think
murderer made a mistake.
he
when
was the
wrote his
fella
letter.
who was
A
in
mistake?
the Daredevil movie,
Lucky
wasn't
for
he?
him.
And what if he did it
London,
on purpose?
Paris, Berlin. No,
No,
it's England.
No,
It's all
He's
England.
defined his madcap rules and he's sticking to them.
I
It's a
see
matter of
London, I
pride
see
for him.
France, I
Shall we
see
go up to the
Jap in his
house, Poirot?
underpants.
You go, my friends.
Doesn't
We
quite
come
work
soon.
for English, or at least not sort of my variation of English, which I suppose is possibly Southern considered. But so. I didn't see it. I didn't see it until you pointed it out. What's that noise? What's that noise coming over the hill? Is it a golf clap? Is it a golf clap? A little helicopter. To be honest, I genuinely don't fully know what it sounds like when it comes out on the microphone. But it is it's a tiny little clap. It is sort of 3 fingers in the well of the palm. And yes, it is quite fappage, I think. Even in real life, it sounds quite fappy. But I assure you, it is simply 3 hands. Like someone getting the last of the ketchup out of a bowl. Fantastic. Anyway, now we've got a slight break. Oh, we can look at a seagull. Let's go look at a seagull. It might actually just be the general coastline. Oh, no, it is actually...
It's very calming.
Yes, it is. Apart from the fact that there's a small anus... Oh, it's a rabbit hole. Of course it is. Obviously not an anus. Who would ever think that looked like an anus? Wildflowers, a rabbit's
The
hole.
sight is exceptional. It is easy to imagine
Sounds-
Sir Carmichael used to enjoy
Hey,
stopping
they're all
here
plastic
every
squeezy
evening.
bottles for that fart now. Not the same about the glass bottles. Who modelled that as not a rabbit hole? No, it does look surprisingly like an anus. Anyway, right, now we've gotten past the rabbit's anus in the ground, we can get on to the key thing, which is welcome. Welcome, Mr. Blue Boosh. Welcome, Mr. Can't Sleep Must Paint. And welcome, Mr. Onibushu. How are your doings? And what are your doings? Are you doing anything of interest? Are you horizontal once more, Mr. Blue Boosh? Or are you op and painting? Well, I say op is generous. Seated and painting.
Jap has
Unless you are stood and painting, I suppose it's not completely unallowed that you're, not disallowed that you can stand and paint. But got one more OJ achievement. Nice, down to 12. Brilliant. Every scene is so festive. Yeah, well, every scene has Christmas lights.
Very probably with the Clark
Christmas
family's
tree.
coat of arms.
In a way, that's sort of why I wouldn't mind finishing this tonight. Can't guarantee I'm going to, but I wouldn't mind finishing it tonight. Because then I can lower the decorations in the scene and not get them out again until next year. However, if I do have to do it Wednesday, if memory serves, you've got 12 days after Christmas Day before it becomes unlucky to have Christmas decorations, was the old adage. And 12 days is the 6th. And I've calculated it all fully. I've calculated it all 100%. But still. Now, see, that's... You wait until March. Technically speaking, I believe that's considered unlucky. I don't remember where I got that from, but I'm reasonably certain that you're supposed to take them down within 12 days of December. Is it just find the right angle?
It
there
is
we go.
pointless.
It is pointless? What do you mean it's pointless? How dare you say it's pointless? What the fuck are you on, bro? I was investigating keys and you're telling me I'm pointless. Absolute bastard. 4 clues, so blood splatter probably.
Gravel on the path has been sprayed with blood that covers a conical-shaped area, which
Does Pro have fun? Probably not. Well, fun for him, I suppose. We usually take them down first weekend after the 1st. I imagine that might be... Well, no, not quite, because as I say, I think it's the 6th. The 6th is your magic number.
Sir Carmichael's throat was cut. It's a clean incision, a professional murder.
Maybe this is not the murder of the ABC killer.
Apart from the wound to the
It
throat,
might be
the
a
body is untouched.
person
No
throwing
cuts,
us off.
No bruises.
I don't remember if that's a thing. I'll say again, I have technically seen the ABC murders once before.
An ABC
But
guide. The murderer's customary
something about the
signature,
pants
covered in
looks
blood
off.
this time.
I don't think so. I mean, arguably there is quite an unfortunate shadow. Yes, SquarePants. Who lives under the Carmichael SquarePants. Leave them up until October and then the cobwebs work for Halloween. Nice. Right, so what would you like me to do? Find Jap again. Examine the crime scene. Interesting. I feel like I have examined the crime scene, but maybe there's more crime scene. I mean, you can go over there if you like, mate. Specialising in throat and lung conditions. Interesting. We have had a couple of people in the past having throat conditions. The first person had well, we've got a question available, but the first person had a throat issue. She was bleeding from the throat and had a cough medicine. And will you stop cutting off the dialogue, please, game? I'm begging you, because I promise you that is not me. I can cut the dialogue by clicking, but I'm not clicking. What was Sir Carmichael's position when he was killed? I get the impression he was a lord, because he's considered Sir. There was a wound with a clear outline. Conical strain. The body was still warm. Signet ring. Found in front of the only bush in the surrounding area. Missionary and bent over. Wow. Well done, the pair of you, for going straight there. I I mean, I suppose in the bush extends away from the bush, and the wound. There you go. Sir Carmichael had his back to the bush. Great minds think alike. Nice. Are you actually in the same room this time? In the bush. The mighty bush.
Of more than 1 meter. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Once again, the little grey cells. It's interesting how he says the text says grey cells, which is the traditional thought, and then, but you know, he actually says. So yeah, if he had his back to the bush, tramplings by the bush. 1 wound? Yeah. Sir Carmichael died without seeing who struck him. He was snuck up upon. Hello, hello, hello. It's the constabulary.
Have you finished, Poirot?
Chief Inspector, many questions remain unanswered, but I am certain of one thing.
The killer is an opportunist. No. No, I feel like the murder was carefully planned, surely, because he knew he was going to murder him.
The killer has prepared his crime very carefully.
Quite right. He must have known Sir Carmichael's movements well to plan such an attack.
Theft could be the motive for the crime. The murder was very violent. I mean, how you... I don't know if a surgical incision across the neck would be classified as very violent. I mean, it's violent, yes, but I would think slice and stab. That's very violent. Stab him up, stab him down, stab him all around. Old MacDonald had a stab. Stab, 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 stab. But I don't think theft could be the motive for the crime either. So I guess if I'm suggesting theft definitely isn't a motive, it's going to have to be murder is violent.
With terrible savagery.
Yes, blood flowed. It's the first time he's attacked a man. He armed himself accordingly.
Okay, fair
Have
enough.
you spoken to the victim's family, Chief Inspector?
I've spoken to the brother, Franklin Clark. I didn't get much out of him. He's yours. I must get the body removed.
Problem with that little clip of dialogue when it happens is I simply don't know if that's something to do with my machine. I'm just going to go back to the main menu and see. Because there's, for some reason, there was always 2 of these. Now, unfortunately, I don't know which one I chose last time. So I guess I'll choose the bottom one. And see what happens. Let's have a look here. Nothing to explain why it would be fucking it up. And we'll go back in and see what happens, but as I say, I don't quite understand why the dialogue would be continually cutting off every time it does it.
Ho there.
Ho, ho, ho there, Mr. Chester Phoenix. Welcome. Question the victim's brother. Where was the question? No, not there. Not there, Poirot. Not there. I don't want you to investigate the bush again. Nobody needs Poirot in a bush. Nobody leaves Poirot in a bush. Welcome, Mr. Chester Phoenix, to this, the Christmas-ish bonanza, where we are doing Agatha Christie's The ABC Murders.
To be honest, this inspector seems rather obtuse.
It's being a problematic
I'm counting on your
game,
friend Poirot to catch my brother's
but we're
murderer.
persevering, because I am
Here he is
nothing
now.
if not
Please,
irritatingly
Mr.
and obnoxiously
Mr.
stubborn
Poirot, this is my brother's secretary,
against all
Miss
of the
Flora
odds
Gray.
and all of the universe
Nice to meet
telling
you,
me
Mr.
to
Poirot.
stop
Would you like
bothering.
some tea?
No, thank you, mademoiselle. I find it hard to digest.
I would prefer a cappuccino. I don't know actually what he drinks. Espresso, maybe? That's sort of a slightly kind of... Oh, I thought I was going to inspect myself, but no, I can... I don't know. Oh, inspect the
It's
table.
not the right time.
I mean, that's biscuits. That's biscuits, yeah? It's always the right time for biscuits,
It's not the
Poirot.
right time.
No. It's always the right time for biscuits. Anyway, welcome, Mr. Chester Phoenix. How are you? And how are your doings? Well, technically, that's the same question. How are you doing and what are you doing?
Elegant about her.
But yes, I figured it was not Christmas. It wasn't Christmas without an Agatha Christie. So I am doing the Bitsy Mothers. Well tailored, very classical style blouse. An old brooch.
She has
I
good
do like that.
taste,
Yeah,
except
Oh.
perhaps in a choice of jewelry.
Dickhead Proro. I was just about to say
Please excuse
I really
me,
like that
take care of
brooch.
Lady Clark.
Because, of course, it's, you know, it's a dragon. Or at least it looks like a dragon. So it's kind of like natural that
It is
I'd be
a
drawn to it. But it's
once-in-a-lifetime
still
opportunity to question it.
fucking snubbed by Proro, as always.
It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to question him.
I don't care, mate. I'm not asking you to question him. I'm asking you to look at him. Fine, question
My
the man.
brother's wife is gravely ill. You will probably want to question her, but I fear that it won't be possible today.
Look, I don't care if she's ill. If I've got questions, she'll answer the questions. I feel like the Proro thing is to insist. So I'm going to try and insist.
Mr. Clark. Please allow me to remind you that this is a murder inquiry.
Unfortunately, she is much too ill. She doesn't even know her husband is dead.
Not up to much currently,
I'm
that's
very
fair
sorry,
enough.
but I'm afraid it's out of the question.
It is the void days.
course,
You don't have to be
I
up to
understand.
much in the void
Someone
days.
set a trap for your brother. Who was familiar with his habit?
Everybody
God
knew he
damn
took
you.
his evening walk at 8:30, and that he always followed the same path.
Random? Random. Seems a little bit more logical. That seems just a random non sequitur. So I guess
Was it a dark
dark.
night?
It was a new moon. I took a lantern.
So it was you who found the body.
I thought he was going to say, so it was you who stole the lantern.
Have you seen any strangers around the house recently?
No. As far as I know, nobody has been near the house.
As I say, the problem with that cutting of dialogue is I don't know whether that's my computer fucking it up
Oh, Lady Clark
or
must
whether
have
that's the
fallen from her
game
chair.
having fucked it up.
I have to help Miss Grey get her up.
I'm sure Miss Grey will help you get it up as well, sir.
Hastings, while our host is gone, let's examine the drawing room.
Okay, we shall try and do that.
Poirot, a gentleman shouldn't...
I'm a detective, not a
I take full
gentleman.
responsibility. All you have to do is to leave the drawing room door ajar and let me know if anyone is coming.
There's a fair enough system. Right, okay. Are you going to save it? Doesn't necessarily seem that way. Let's just wait for the inspector to go. I did not spot the save thing. So, darn. Inspect the lounge. So Carmichael's younger brother. Now I eat all the biscuits, exactly. Go, Poirot. While they're distracted, you scoff all the biscuits. You're the wrong side of the table for the biscuits.
A tiger.
Ah, tiger, burning bright. Oh, this is Chinese, I think. Possibly Japanese, but I'm fairly certain Chinese.
A turtle.
Actually, no, I'm beginning to think... Yeah, I'm beginning to think Japanese, actually. The, I think it's Black Turtle South Red Phoenix, I think it is.
A crane.
Red Crane, fair enough, fine, whatever you want. Fuck you. Fuck you, bro. I think you're so fucking good. It's like
A dragon.
yeah, I think it's a blue dragon and a green tiger. No, green tiger doesn't necessarily seem to fit, but still.
It is an emperor. His place at the center of the table is probably symbolic.
It's fucking awesome. Now that's definitely Chinese dragon, isn't it? So maybe the rest of it's Chinese as well.
Dragon, dragon, dragon. Sir Carmichael showed himself to be very consistent in his collection's theme.
I don't blame him. It's fucking awesome. What's his book? Oh, of course. One thing to note for anybody who wasn't present yesterday, Poirot refuses to ever pick anything up from the front. So you always have to turn it around for him. And possibly even though get in just the right place for him to read.
The catalogue for Sir Carmichael Clark's collection.
Sure is creepy. So we've got 7 of 7 clues. This feels like that's going to be a puzzle table as well, but I don't know. Oh, there we go. We've got a save point. So I'm going to just, once again, we're going to just pop back to the menu. And this time we're going to try the slightly higher version of the screen resolution. So instead of this 1920 by 1080, we're going to use this 1920 by 1080. Don't ask me whether there is a difference. I just wonder if maybe... My only theory behind why the dialogue cuts off is something to do with the screen... the frequency of the screen. The sort of 60 Hertz, 48 Hertz, etc, etc. But I have no real proof of that. And there's no way I can... I think the screen's native thing is 60. But I can't say that with 100% certainly. And the other issue, of course, is I don't know what the game is running at. Oh,
compass.
Fair enough, that was...
Bronze and magnetite.
Skipped a rotation that I didn't actually ask it to do.
Purchased in Hong Kong 1935.
No, it's still doing it, so... Whatever the reasoning behind the dialogue cutting off, I don't think there's a way of me solving that problem. So we'll just have to live with every single final word being completely fucking dropped. So frustrating.
Traditional Chinese map. Facsimile. South is on the top of the map.
Interesting. Again, this feels like it's all possibly leading to some kind of puzzle, but I don't know what that puzzle is. Is that? I'm assuming that's not just looking at Jack. Oh, okay, no, it is. Well, no, it's not. But there is that, and then there's a book. And there's a bookcase. Han Dynasty started the Chinese writing. Hunzi, literally Emperor Hun's characters. How fascinating. Oh, here we go. There's definitely something there, isn't there? Thinking, 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 always thinking. Okay, looks like we can't do much there. We can zoom in on the book.
This book could maybe help.
There we go. I was sort of right.
Point is associated
with
one animal and one color.
I can't look at the back this time. No. Praro must be feeling a little bit sort of. He must be feeling a bit off because he wasn't able to sort of break his body into tiny pieces in order to slip behind the back of the cabinet.
Each cardinal point.
Oh, I see. That's the bit you read. Is there any kind of... No, okay, that's fine. But there is a sort of switch here, okay.
Dragon, the crane and the tiger. I think I've already seen this motif somewhere.
Yes, you have. So... Okay. So I'm thinking maybe the dot is the internals. Oops. Hello. That wasn't the bit I was after. But let's have a look at this then. Okay. Oh, I see. I think that's meant to be that switch there. Yeah, okay. I'm going to have to look at that diagram again, because I didn't memorise it off the top of my head. Azure dragon, white tiger, black tortoise, and vermilion bird. Indeed. It's interesting, because I thought of it... This one suggests crane. I've seen it be a phoenix in the past, I think, as well. Because I think it is Shadow Hearts 1. So I think we may have witnessed that. But Shadow Hearts 1 had a fair amount of emphasis on the whole sort of cardinal point type things. And I've seen it in many, many other places. Anyway, I've now written down those colours because it will make it easier to not forget. Oh, I see, I don't... It's interesting. I may have... I want you to... There we go. I want you to get in there. Right, so... we want red at the top, so let's try and accomplish that. There we go. We do want blue at the side. And now we want black and white here. So there's... Hey, that should be... Never mind. Red, blue, white, black. Oh, hello. Oh! Oh, of course, right. I suppose... Yeah. Now, luckily, you've actually written it there for me, which might help. White tiger. Oh, unless... Do we want to place them on top?
Position of each motif resembles that
Oh,
of the
yeah.
table.
Oh, no, not quite booyah. I must admit, I'm going to have another look at the table because I think it's going to be based on... Could you back... No. No. I want to leave. Yeah, alright, it will be reinitialised, it's fine. I just need to figure out... Because I think the dragon is the other way up. But I might be mistaken. Let's have a look. So... Yeah, you've got... So if we're looking at sort of dragon being like that, you'd have... So my colours should be right. Oh, that's interesting. Then yeah, that should be right. Huh. Interesting. Bird. Turtle. Fucking pen. I swear to God, I need to just get rid of that pen, but it's a really nice pen. Except it doesn't work, so it's not quite... doesn't quite fit the duties of a pen if it doesn't work. There you go. Sparrow! Wiki says that. Is that for red crane? Or vermilion bird? Which is funny because pigeon is... that's pigeon in Japanese. Sparrow in Japanese, right. I get ya. I think the best one, wasn't it? I've explained this before, but I can't quite remember it. Apparently in Japanese, you've got a thing where it's... Yeah. Let's double check this book.
Cardinal points. This book could maybe help me.
Yeah.
Each cardinal point is associated with one animal and one color. In the middle sits the imperial dragon, and out of respect, all the others are turned towards him.
Which I'm... Could we zoom? No? Alright, fine. Last time when I clicked there, it managed to zoom in for me, but still.
Dragon, the crane, and the tiger.
Yeah.
I think I've already seen this motif somewhere.
Now, if the dragon is facing this one, red should be on top, which we were able to accomplish. Oh, okay, interesting. Oh. Okay, right, there's that. But I get the impression there's actually a slightly... Because there's also these bits underneath. Okay, here we go. This is where we've got the problem. This is where I wasn't sure precisely how that was working. That should be working there underneath. Yeah, I'm not sure. It seems to just... I don't know if there's a extra switch for the ones underneath. Oh, I see. There's not one over there. That would be why. Okay, there we go. Okay. What do we want? Red at the top. So, theoretically, yeah, we've got a white one there. So, red at the top, white, blue, black. Okay, that should work. Now, we want to... I'm assuming I want to match... No, that's not the one I wanted. Oh, I see. Right, okay. I'm being very slow with how this is working, but it's fine. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually, even if I am being super duper slow about figuring out how the fuck it works. Just for clarification's sake, I will just explain. So this little knob here affects the lower portion of those two. And then the knob here affects the upper portion for those two. Then this one again is lower. And this one is upper. I did not appreciate or understand that when we started this. And now, theoretically... Oh, no, sorry. That's
that of those on the table.
Oh, no, that's the one.
I heard a bang. Could it be this couple?
I don't know, but they went off to get it up, so maybe it's just next door.
This is interesting.
But anyway, the Japanese for one of the birds, I believe, for sort of possibly a general bird, it's one thing, and I can't remember what it would be. It might be one of the ones you've done there, possibly. I don't know. But anyway, the idea is it's sort of an open. It's got an open segment, and then that's sort of bird, and then I think it's blackbird because they've got black eyes on a black bird. That bit in the middle is sort of blacked out to represent the fact that it's got black eyes, something along those lines. I learnt that in Persona 5, which is quite interesting to have learned something.
MD Brighton Cancer
It's nice when you learn something from a video game.
Road, Brighton, Sussex. To Sir Carmichael Clark, MD Comsite Churstone, Devon. Brighton, 1935, January the 5th. As a man of science, I owe it to you to be completely frank. Lady Clark, your wife is suffering from a generalized terminal cancer. I confess I didn't suspect anything like that during the first exams. But with the test results I have received today, there is unfortunately no place.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, they look pretty much the same
Lady Clark's life
in the text there.
is no more than 1 year.
But as I say, I get the impression for Crow,
Case,
there's meant to
so
be a
I advise you
little
to
bit
keep her
that's
at home
filled
and
in
provide her with
slightly
as much
more.
morphine as required to ease her last moments. Yours sincerely, Ernest Logan.
So frustrating. Now I look at the daggers.
Are only ceremonial weapons. I do not think that the crime weapon is here.
Well, in fairness, there is one missing. But clearly you don't think it was the murder weapon.
Here's Miss Gray.
Oh no!
Sorry to keep you waiting. Lady Clark's condition requires regular care. I believe you want to ask me a few questions.
I want to ask everybody
Indeed,
questions, it's what I
mademoiselle.
do. I'm a
This
Kiporo.
porcelain is remarkable. Is it
Ew,
It's
porcelain.
about 3 centuries old, I believe. Wait, let me find the reference.
Oh, don't try and find it, I'll tell you. It's a reference to Monkey Island. It's what Guybrush Threepwood says. Whenever he encounters porcelain, he goes, "Ew, porcelain." So I'm guessing we can search her and look at her. Although having said that, technically we've already done it.
Be very flustered.
Well, she appears to have dodgy fucking makeup. Birds, 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 birds. Oh, bright eyes, apparently. Interesting. That's not... Didn't she have a pin before? Oh, quick bath. Or am I getting confused between two people? I might be getting confused between two people. Partially removed lipstick. What was she doing in the other room?
She's unable to hide her emotion, and her makeup has been disturbed. I think that
Whew.
this young woman has just been kissed.
Dirty woman. This is 1935. You don't kiss in
Teapot with Black
1935.
Dragon, Gangshi period, end of the 17th century.
F-
It is a rare piece
Fuck
of
chow.
unusual colours.
Phoenix. The only bird you have is the Malice Penguin. The
Acquired
Penguin
while
of
working with
Malice.
Sir Carmichael. I used to help him manage his collection and choose his new acquisitions.
Let's see. I think, since there's smeared lipstick, maybe we'll go for asking
Did you
the
have a good
relationship.
with your employer?
We'll go down that
He
path.
treated me well, and I am sorry for his death.
Oh no, I
Has he
suppose
been
I...
strangers
Sorry.
hanging around the past few days?
No,
I'm confused about who she works for.
nobody has been near Comside.
Because her employer is dead. So, that's unfortunate. Your version of the
Tell me
facts,
what
go
happened
on.
last night.
What do
After
you
dinner,
think happened?
Well, I did some sewing, and then I went
Oh,
to
hello.
I was woken by the telephone.
Anybody who subscribed can actually defend our cause with pirates, with skulls.
They left with some lanterns.
Raid!
They found the body.
Raiding time is here again, it's here again, it's raiding time, it's raiding time, it's raiding time. Oh yes it is, it's raiding time. As opposed to raiding time, which is something completely different. Right, I'll tell you what, let's officially pause that, because this one's not quite so obnoxious when it comes down to coming out of. So what we can do is say thank you, Mr. Miller Miniatures. Mini cheers. 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 That's mini cheers. We'll let Obi-Wan do his ho ho ho. Although that's possibly just what surprise.
Ho there.
Ho ho there. Oh, there we go again. We've got double hellos. There we go.
Ho there.
Ho 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 there. Enjoy the ho ho ho. It will be gone in the not too distant future. For it is, of course, going to be beyond Christmas, and therefore Obi-Wan will have to ditch his little Santa hat for a year, and then hope he can put it back on next year. And well done, Mr. Can't Sleep, you have used the Skull Shield to defend against the goblins' spinning helmets and shaky cans. And that sounds like you should probably go see a doctor if you've got a spinning helmet and a shaky can. Anyway, thank you very much, Mr. Mellow Miniatures. Let us shout you out, assuming that worked. I think it did.
No, actually. I saw Mum kissing Santa Claus.
And that's because Santa's actually my father.
Mistletoe.
It's just ruined the surprise of Christmas that Santa Claus is actually everyone's father. He is the father of Christmas and the father of our civilization. He is the originator of all. I'm apparently suggesting Santa Claus is God, which is fair enough. But do pray tell, Mr. Miller Miniatures, what miniatures were you partaking of this very evening? And also, welcome all raiders. I'll try and do it professional. I realise I've never done it professionally in my life, but nonetheless, I'll try and do it sort of professional. Hi, raiders! I'm Jay Dragonfang, and I do streaming! I don't know why I have to take the piss when I suggest I'm doing it serious, but I don't know. It's just, it's one of those things that people do, isn't it? People do when they sort of get raided, they do the sort of, the spiel of, hey, I'm so-and-so, and I do the things. I'm so-and-so, and I do things. I do many things. But I'm Jay Dragonfang, I play stupid games. Actually, no, I play very good games. I'm stupid. And I make stupid comments every now and again. And about 1% of the time, they're actually mildly amusing. But anyway, painted a Greyhound monk. Nice. I don't know what one of those is, but I like the idea of it being a monk. I do wish to play a monk again at some point in D&D. I've got a couple of things. Twitch is being PITA. A pita bread. Yes. I'm buffering constantly. I think on this occasion it's not me. Usually it is, and it wouldn't surprise me considering the absolute issues we're having trying to simply enjoy an Agatha Christie. A literal greyhound, that's a... Oh, okay. Not what I expected. Not what I expected, but fair enough. And yes, good night, Mr. Corvus. Possibly see you again later if Twitch sorts itself out. Right, so... Aversion to Franklin. Oh, pain in the a-hole. I see. I am terrible at acronyms at the best of times, so I would never have gotten that one. As I say, all I can think of is pita bread. But I think that's 2 T's for starters. And I haven't had a pita bread in ages. Oh, I do sort of fancy a pita bread now. Not literally right now, but, you know, in the foreseeable future, I wouldn't mind perhaps trying to do some pita breads. stuff them with something. What, I don't know, but stuff them with something. So, I mean, it feels like she probably wasn't in a relationship with Franklin, since she's just been kissing someone else. Unless I'm mistaken about her having just kissed someone else, but I don't know. I suppose maybe she hasn't adjusted her makeup since previously kissing? I don't know.
Something is going on between you and Frank.
How dare you ask me such a question?
She's sincerely pissed off. Oh, do we excuse her? Or do we go in for sort of confirmation or accusation? I'm going to go hard.
And you? How do you dare kiss your good friend in the house of a dead man?
Mr. Poirot, you are behaving despicably.
Damn straight. I am Poirot. I don't need to behave nicely. I think that was the wrong one.
Miss Grey, if I may be so bold, please do not take offence. My friend
No,
has rather
we need the
unusual
fences to
methods,
keep the
but
garden
all
in.
he wants is to find the murderer.
Oh, apparently I got 5 ego points for
I
that.
understand. I must rest.
I'm beginning to
Excuse
think...
me.
Mr. James Games yesterday suggested it would be interesting to see a run
Earlier,
with
you
all the
asked
most
me to watch the
dickhead
living room
answers.
door. I don't wish
I get the impression that might be the correct
Sometimes a gentleman
path.
stumbles upon a secret without intending to.
To just try and
That
be
is sometimes
as
the case.
much of a dickhead as is
And
humanly
I saw
possible.
Franklin Clark kissing Miss Grey at the foot of the stairs.
I saw Franklin Clark kissing
this is a
Mrs.
common
Gray.
No, I saw emotion, intensity. I think it was their first kiss.
Oh dear.
Well done, mon ami. Well spotted.
However, I don't think I completely understand this business. Why did Sir Carmichael not defend himself? He appeared to have been active and strong.
We got,
The murderer did not give him a
I was
chance.
going to say, you got his fucking
Let's try and
throat slit.
reconstruct the scene.
Hastings, how about I slit your throat from behind and you try fighting back? Apparently I have samurai moustache. The most violent of all the moustaches. In fact, that's
Sir
not
Clark
technically the
is
most
taking
violent,
his
of course,
customary
'cause
walk.
samurais
Killer
are
is
somewhat
hiding behind the
controlled.
bush.
Yes, he's waiting. No, it's I will wait in the bush.
The old man walks quietly along the gravel path.
Indeed. And when his back's turned, I could admire him. I don't think we need to admire him. I think it's... Now, his back is technically turned, but I feel like it's... Like, give it a little bit longer. I feel like maybe I'm making a
He
mistake.
then passes the bush and continues on his way to the house.
No, I think I was supposed to attack there. Yep, nah, fucked it.
No, Sir Clark used to gaze at the sea. Let her think again.
Oh, I see. The admire... Oh, I understand now. Okay, well, that's a failure. Excellent.
Sir Clark is taking his
Well, that...
customary walk.
Interestingly enough, of course,
Killer
that
is
makes
hiding
it
behind the
confirmed
bush.
that every other one I've actually gotten correct. But yeah, it's wait, and
The old
then
man walks quietly along the gravel
I
path.
misinterpreted what the game was saying. So, I thought the game was suggesting the murderer was going to admire Mr. Carmichael. I think this command is actually Mr. Carmichael admires the scenery.
Then he turns towards the sea to gaze at it.
Sometimes my lack of what? I don't know whether he attacked from the left or the right. Are you fucking insane? I'm assuming I attack from the left because the blood splatter went away from the bush.
The killer leaves his hiding place on the left-hand side.
Oh,
He walks over the gravel.
no,
on the path.
maybe that's
The
correct.
noise alerts Sir Clark, who turns around.
No, that's not what
No.
happened then.
Sir Clark was attacked by surprise.
How was I supposed to know it was left or right? It
Let her think
flipping.
again, mon cher.
You're being obnoxious now, game. I mean, there's a point where you sort of...
Sir Clark
How am I
is
supposed to
taking his
know?
customary walk.
No, I can't skip this bit of
The
dialogue.
killer is hiding
Unbelievable.
behind a bush.
He's hiding behind the bush again. He's going to have to relieve himself
old man
behind the
walks
bush in the not too
quietly
distant
along the
future,
gravel path.
because he's been waiting behind that bush for quite some time. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Admire the view, Mr.
Then he turns
Carmichael.
towards the sea to gaze
Admire
at
the
it.
view. And now, finally, we attack from the right-hand side, where there's a
Killer
tiny
leaves
bit
his
of
hiding place on the right-hand
scuffed
side. He
floor.
approaches silently over the grass.
And stab, wound, or cutthroat. It's cutthroat.
Then he throws himself on his prey and cuts the poor man's throat.
And he bleeds
He
out.
then lays down the ABC before leaving.
Interesting. That's not how we found the ABC.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings.
But apparently I
That is
succeeded.
exactly what happened.
So, I don't know if that's just a slight hole in the idea of the game, but still. Oh! Is this the killer? I would say yes, since as he is covered in blood. A man with the glasses.
Oh, just a minute. I'm getting dressed.
And, well, we now know his name, it would seem. Alexander Bonaparte Cust. Ooh. Conternaties! Errors.
Mr. Kirst, have you recently returned from Churston?
Yes, he has. Because he's the
Yes,
murderer.
yes, indeed I have.
Have you seen the papers?
Oh,
And do
no.
you think that you might have
Oh,
rough
no, my
shoulders with the
spaghetti.
killer? Imagine that. Mr. Cust, are you all right? You don't seem well.
But I think we've just found out who the murderer
My throat
is.
is burning and my head feels heavy. It's ever since the war, you know. Since my injury, my head has never been the same.
The one thing I don't know for certain is whether... Because I feel like if they'd planned on doing it,
Poirot, it's
they'd
a
have
pleasure
put the
speaking
mystery
to you
of the
after all these
subtitle,
years.
perhaps.
I
But the
look
subtitles
forward
feel like
to
they've
thank
spoiled
you.
his name now.
I found this
You have to
propelling
reset the
case.
router. That is
An authentic
inconvenient, to say the
collector's
least.
item.
But
You spoiled
Happy New
me,
Year
Mommy.
to you, Mr. Mellow Miniatures.
And you more so
And
by
thank
sharing
you. I very much
investigations.
appreciate the raid.
Do not underestimate
And I
the
appreciate
help
the
you
fact
have
that you
to
have
give, since
subbed
intellect is not everything.
as well.
There is also good will,
I don't think I
and you are not
managed to
Jean-Pierre.
remember to say
Later,
that
I
last
will
week
ask
when you
you to
actually
help
did
me
the sub,
tidy
but
up
I
the
will
room and bring some
try and
chairs.
hopefully catch
Our
you
guest
before
will
you
be
pop
here
off and
soon.
reset.
Is
Not
Thorn
you
Grey
personally
coming?
resetting,
Naturally.
but nonetheless,
She's
thank
a
you for
fascinating young
all
woman,
you have
Miss
done. I very much
come
appreciate
on,
it.
Poirot. I'm a married man. And Miss Grey has already been courted by Franklin Clark. Poirot, our guests will be here soon. We must prepare ourselves.
Okay, I will attempt to prepare myself. I am prepared. Oh, apparently I am, because the guests are
I
here.
should take advantage of the silence to examine them.
Okay, let us see. You have just obtained a modifiable object. To use it, select the object in your inventory and click on the icon. It is only available if a modification is possible. Interesting. What, pray tell, is a modifiable object? Well, I suppose it's this pen. Yes, the Never Sharp pen, a magnificent pen offered by Hastings. Interesting. And apparently... Ah, yeah, oh. Oh, hello. I've taken it all apart. And I'm not sure why. But there you go. Put it back together. Oh, no. Take it apart again. Okay. So do I just look at the spring? Hastings will understand that I had to take his gift apart to help the investigation. Yes. To help the investigation. For no obvious reason. I'm confused. Observe everybody. Okay. I will observe everybody. You, and you. I'll observe Hastings first. Oh, I can talk to Hastings. I don't want to talk to Hastings. Well, alright, I'll talk to Hastings, I suppose.
On my guess.
No, you do. You ought to, but you don't have
Franklin
to.
Clark always seems at ease, regardless of where he is. Something that's unique to people who travel.
Shall we? Oh no, okay. I was going to say, shall we talk to him? But the game said no. The game is exclusively wanting me to look at them. But does he have a
He's
battle?
always on edge.
I feel like something that has been said, be it me, Be it the game, I don't know. But either way, something has been said that prompted the response, but does he have a battle? But I don't understand what.
Fraser is very nervous at the moment.
So you might have to help
Even
me.
if he's trying hard to control himself.
Okay, and I suppose it's time to look at the woman. I'm going to look you up and down.
She appears to have taken more care with her appearance.
Also, it's unfortunate that my mouse cursor has gotten stuck where it's gotten stuck. And obviously, we can sort of try and investigate her boobs. Necklace, fancy earrings, lipstick. Oh no, just looking at Donald! How dare you look at Donald?
Looking at Mr.
Is he
Fraser
955 years
Why?
old?
Did she make herself beautiful for him?
Maybe. She did have a thing for him. He's certainly not looking healthy. Come out of there, because I think we've done all the clues there. And now we look at our first people. Was that Mrs. Dodley, or is that someone else? Am I getting confused again? Who is this?
Sometimes I love a brunette, sometimes I love a blonde. That's
Oh, Battle of Hastings, of course. Of course.
Sometimes
Okay, no, that's fine.
the song says, sometimes I love a blonde who comes from Eden by way of Sweden. But I am not sure that this blonde is an angel.
Right. Bro, what the fuck are you on?
I wish to thank you all for coming. I wanted to bring everyone close
Oh,
to
I've got
the
a pencil
victims here
moustache
in
now.
order to unmask the murderer.
Get to the point, Mr. Poirot. What do you want from us?
I mean, ask Megan the reason for this meeting. Tell Megan not to be in such a hurry. Don't be in a hurry?
Megan, dear girl, please be patient.
I mean, Poirot, we both know you don't actually have
How
the
dare you address me by my
suspect.
first name?
Please excuse me, mademoiselle. What I ask is that you search your memories. The murderer must have left some trace.
Yes, he must have prepared his crimes very carefully.
Tout à fait. He did not get to Bexhill at midnight in order to strangle a young girl whose name by chance starts with B.
Must we go into that?
Aye, we fucking do. Get a grip. Donald, get a fucking grip
Mr.
of
Fraser,
yourself,
please
you
get a
wee
grip on
bastard.
yourself.
Well, I want to help
Eden
you, but
of Sweden is
I
watching
don't remember
Eden.
anything else. Nothing I haven't already said.
And you, Mademoiselle Barnard, did your sister say if she was seeing another man?
She never would have told me.
Urge her? No.
Why would she hide the fact from you?
Betty knew I didn't approve of her behaviour.
I don't think that
Her
was the correct
flirting was
answer.
spoiling any chance she might have
I always
had.
thought one ego point was good
Tell me,
enough.
mademoiselle,
Until
what
I
did you
found
talk
that
about
some
with your
options
sister?
are worth like 5 and 10.
Silly things. Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it.
Stockings,
Mother bought
Poirot.
her a brand new
Stockings.
pair. The day it happened, she was crying. And to think that Betty never even wore them. Poor mummy.
Your sister used to sing, I believe. Did she ever perform in public?
She dreamt about it, but she had a very bad cough. It troubled her greatly. She had to cancel auditions and miss lots of
Throats
opportunities.
and
A
tights.
pity.
It's the name of my
It's just
autobiography.
sad, but that doesn't tell us much
Throats
about the
and
murderer.
tights.
Qui sait? In any case, we now have enough information to draw up a relatively precise psychological profile. Let us now try and get our brain cells to
Okay.
work.
Let us see what we can understand. Is the killer clever? Interesting. I'm possibly... This one, because he's carried it out perfection? Yes. He is clever. But not clever enough to, you know, get the right address the first time? Yes, he's sure of himself because he made a bold decision to kill a person when the street was packed with people. Is the killer a seducer? Yes, we know this because he seduced Betty. Betty had a whoopsie on the beach. And there was no cat in sight. There was a cat right at the beginning. Does the killer like trains? Yes! He likes trains. Choo-choo! He's the I like trains kid. Is the killer impulsive? Yeah. Methodical, so not impulsive. No, that's the point. I stepped away for a few minutes to do my teeth. Have you sloved the Misty yet? No, we have not. Although I think we have seen the actual dude. Generous? Yes. Yes, he is, because that's the one that says generous. Only solved the Brock so far. Oh.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we can now surmise without too
We
much
have gathered everybody
that our
up,
adversary is
but the murderer's clearly not
shows
here.
himself a
Because we've
seducer
seen the murderer.
of outstanding intelligence,
In a
that he has
cutscene.
plenty of self-control, and that he likes railways. It's a good start. Other meetings may be necessary. I hope that you will be able to come back again.
Well, it's
Are you
just that...
serious, Poirot? You gathered them all here for that pointless shit? Okay, it's fine. Push Mary so that she helps. Ask Mary what is bothering her. Point out that she is short of money for the train. You don't have to be a douchebag, Poirot. Although, apparently, from what I've seen, being a douchebag works quite well for him. But what's bothering her?
Is
Go on.
something bothering you, Mary?
Well, Mr.
If you've got something to say, say
you
it.
see, I don't know if I can come to London just like that.
I mean, it does seem unfair.
It's normal that people helping with this inquiry should be reimbursed. Starting with you, Miss Drower. Please allow me to pay for your train tickets.
Oh, sir, I cannot
Of course you
accept.
can. He's just offered.
But you must. Mademoiselle, I may not be rich, but my brother left a fortune which will be mine.
Oh,
Mr.
another
Clark, that's very generous
inheritance.
of you.
Well, someone has to pay the bills.
Tights,
Mr. Poirot, would
throats,
it be possible
and
for you to come back to
inheritances.
Devon? Lady Clark has expressed a wish to see you. We'll adjust her medicine so she'll not be too drowsy.
Ah, good. I can
But
investigate.
of course, I shall come the day after tomorrow if it is convenient. Thank you all for coming. We will meet again soon.
You can come whenever you please, bro. It's your house.
The meeting was most fruitful.
Nietzsche
Really?
moustache now.
Hastings,
Won the
I
trophy
believe now
Nietzsche
we have
moustache.
everything we need to find a common point between the victims. Now
Ah,
it is
the
time
little
for us to use our
Grisels
cremator.
once more. Let's see what we can accomplish with our little
Let
Grisels.
us now try and get our brain cells to work.
I cannot guarantee my brain will work. What do the victims have in common? Nope. 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 Cough medicine, certainly. Nope. No, I mean, violent people as well, yeah. Voice. Famous actor. No. It's interesting. I've only got 2 cough. Oh, I suppose. I wonder if it's these 3. Yes, it is. All the victims suffered from throat afflictions, and Carmichael Clark was a doctor.
The first 2 victims suffered from bad throats, and that was precisely the specialty of the third victim, Dr. Clark.
We have a lead.
It would pay to take a closer
It
look
would
at the
help if
medical
we had
records
a
of Dr.
dog.
Clark's patients.
We'll do so during our next visit to Churston.
I will do it myself, mon ami. You must remain in London just in case ABC sends us another letter.
Very well, as you wish.
No, I'm sorry, Hastings. But one of us has to stay in London, and I'm the protagonist. Push Mary in front of the train.
Thank you for coming, Mr. Poirot. Lady Clark is waiting for you in her bedroom
I
on the
don't
first
think that
floor.
would solve the problem. It would certainly
Please
solve the
excuse
Mary
me,
problem,
I cannot
but
stay for the interview. I have to take Miss Grey to the station to see our lawyer in Torquay.
I bet you do. Thora leaving her job? Thor is going on holiday. Leaving the job.
Leaving Cheston for good?
Oh,
Miss Grey very
flabbergasted.
kindly stayed with me to settle my brother's affairs, but naturally she prefers to find a position in London.
Ah, très bien.
I'll be absent all morning, Mr. Poirot, but the nurse is coming soon. She's to ensure that the dose of medicine doesn't make our patient drowsy.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Have a nice trip, mademoiselle.
Okay, let's have a look around. Now I'm on my own, I can thieve all their stuff again.
It is now the right time.
Oh, you keep saying that, douchebag. Hadn't 100% intended to call Poirot a douchebag, but still. So, I mean, I've got this spring now. I don't understand why I've got a spring. I wonder if I've missed something to do with the spring, but still. Was I supposed to be going upstairs? Yes, I was supposed to be going upstairs. Slightly annoying. When you come in and out of the inventory, the cursor doesn't seem to engage properly. And as such, sometimes you have to re-click it. Also, now it just doesn't seem to be working at all, which means everything might go horribly tits up. Yeah, okay, this is good. This is excellent. Let's try rejiggering from the menu, but no, okay, cool. Let's look there first, see what happens.
It would be rude to make Lady Clark wait any longer.
It would be, but unfortunately we can't seem to get the cursor to work on Lady... Oh, there we go, okay. We got it rejiggered. Is she okay? I mean, clearly not incredibly okay. I mean, okay. She seems to be... She looked like she was gyrating off the sofa a little bit too much there. Shaky hands? Oh, clenched. 100% disagree with that sentence. They are not clenched, and they are not fists.
Tell the nurse to hurry.
I might consider it. Oh, medicine. Painkillers. Do I give you some painkillers? I might kill you if I give you too many painkillers, but still.
She is in no state to have a conversation.
Well, then give her the painkillers then. Turn that woman off, and then turn her on again. Well, she's in no way... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to look at her again.
This woman is...
Yeah, I know, it's fine.
She is in no state to have a conversation.
Buzzer is stuck on. It's one of those vibrating chairs. And no, apparently I can't give her any medicine, but we can look around her room soon.
It would be rude to make Lady Clark wait
Okay,
any longer.
no, apparently we can't. Oh, I suppose, alright, fine. Maybe I do have to try and engage in a conversation.
Mr. Poirot?
It's pronounced Poirot.
Respects, madame.
Thank
And I
you
like to
for
go out
coming.
on the seas.
Thank you.
Because I'm Hercule Poirot.
Have you seen the nurse?
Oh, I thought you were going to say the
She
muffin
should have
man.
been here by now. Oh, I'm sorry.
The telephone
It's
in the hall is
unfortunate.
ringing.
Like, I think you're supposed to feel... Oh, where's the telephone? Is the telephone downstairs? One assumes the telephone's downstairs. It's 1935. They didn't have telephones upstairs. They didn't understand how to get telephones upstairs. I don't know if that's true. Oh, there it is. I think that's the telephone.
The Clark
But it is unfortunate because I think you're supposed to like feel something for her. That she's, you know, old, ill, infirm. And yet the animation doesn't really do it justice to make you feel
She has
anything.
just left, but I will take care of it.
It's pronounced Poirot. Just broke you.
Very kind of you. You'll find the skeleton key to open the medicine cabinet hidden in the lion trophy.
You can count on
What?
me. Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Who hides? Sorry, I'm tickling your moustache with the cursor. Alright. We'll have to find a mirror so you can sort that out again. Oh, in fact, there's a mirror. We can sort that out again. Oh, knackers. Yeah. Wonderful. Now, I don't know. Is this still on? I don't think it's still on. No, I'm pretty certain it's not on. Or is it on?
Is this still on?
Oh no, it is on.
Still on.
But I don't think there's a picture anymore, is there? I'm pretty certain it's not on. Or is it on?
Still on?
Now there's an echo, of course, but yeah, I don't think there's a picture. What? It's not even... There must be some kind of... I feel like there must be some kind of memory leak in this game or something. Because it just doesn't make sense that this game seems to fuck it all up. Yeah. I think that might be it. Okay, keep that.